Tonight we are at the 31st Annual Caribbean American Heritage Awards right here in Washington, D.C. And tonight is a celebration. Every year, this is the recognition of Caribbean American excellence here in the United States, recognizing people who are making an impact here in the U.S. as well as globally of Caribbean heritage. So this is what the room looks like. It's vibrant, it's energetic.
Yes, it's wonderful too.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, wonderful.
Hi, how are you doing? I'm Robert Rigsby. It's good to see you doing a fantastic job. I'm not Caribbean, but my parents and my wife's from Jamaica, and we're having a wonderful time, and we wish you all the best, and all you do it, every day you do it.
Oh, awesome. And your wife is getting an award this year.
My wife's getting an award this year.
You must be proud of her.
I've been proud of her for 32 years of marriage.
Oh my goodness, that's
I'm proud of
phenomenal.
her every day.
And you are quite the justice as well.
I have justice at home and at work.
Excellent, excellent.
And I get reversed by her every day.
Awesome. See, nothing but excellence. So tonight we're getting ready to hear the band soon, hosted by Ava Joy Burnett. We are recognizing Theophon Gadsden, Lord Nelson, Congressman Gregory Meeks, and so many others right here at the Caribbean American Heritage Awards, the 31st Annual Caribbean American Heritage Awards 2024.
Welcome to the 31st Annual Caribbean American Heritage Awards Gala, a celebration of excellence and service. Tonight, we proudly celebrate the achievement of 8 distinguished Caribbean nationals. Johns Hopkins University cancer researcher, St. Kitts and Nevis Dr. Janelle Maynard. West Virginia's Greater Kanawha Valley Foundation CEO, Guyanese Dr. Michelle Foster. Chief Judge of the Washington, D.C. Court of Appeals, Jamaican, the Honorable Anna Blackburn Rigsby. Olympic triple jump gold medalist, Dominican Thea Lafond. United Steelworkers Union International Vice President, Jamaican Roxanne Brown. Entrepreneur and CEO at Parrot Mining, Haitian Emmanuel Fritz Parrot. Friend of the Caribbean, Congressman Gregory Meeks of Queens, New York. And legendary Calypsonian, Trinidad and Tobago, Robert Lord Nello Nelson. Tonight's gala host is veteran television news broadcaster Ava Joy Burnett, with backstage interviews by Abby Charles. Stay tuned, the celebration begins right after this short break.
America is a nation of immigrants, a melting pot of cultures and peoples including Caribbean who contribute to the rich diversity of American society, like Joy Reid, Edwidge Danticat, Alexander Hamilton, Anne-Marie Campbell, Dougie Fred, Patrick Ewing, Nicki Minaj. We honor their contributions and commemorate June as National Caribbean American Heritage Month. Join us, celebrate June.
Welcome back to the 31st Annual Caribbean American Heritage Awards Gala. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Ava Joy Burnett.
Good evening, everyone. Distinguished members of the Diplomatic Corps, honorable elected officials, friends, family, and our beloved Caribbean community. Welcome, 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 welcome to the 31st Annual Caribbean American Heritage Awards, proudly presented by the Institute of Caribbean Studies. Well, I couldn't be more thrilled and honored to be your host tonight. This is my 3rd year, as I've said. It's an extraordinary celebration of our culture, resilience, and achievements, the Caribbean American Heritage Awards is more than just a ceremony. It's a tribute to trailblazers who came before us. Legendary names and their forefathers journeyed northward to fulfill dreams of freedom and greatness. Think of the icons that many of us know about, like Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Harry Belafonte, Shirley Chisholm. Those indomitable spirits still inspire us today. Tonight, we celebrate the incredible achievements of our honorees, each a shining example of Caribbean excellence in their own right. From their groundbreaking contributions to their unwavering dedication, they represent the best of what it means to be a Caribbean American. So, let's get ready to honor and celebrate and be inspired as we recognize those who set the standard for excellence and continue to make a lasting impact on this great nation. It's truly a joy to be your host here today. It's really exciting to be here once again. Our ICS Board Chair, Institute of Caribbean Studies, for people who may not be as familiar, Jason Martin, is a man who embodies the qualities that I just listed. He was born in Guyana. He moved to New York with his family as a teenager, and today he is Managing Director of MCCG Group, a New York-based real estate development company with branches in Guyana and Ghana. Mr. Jason Martin.
Thanks for coming out tonight. Welcome. First, I want to acknowledge Dr. Claire Nelson, whose effort and energy has kept this organization going for 30 years. Dr. Nelson, we owe it all to you, and it's never too much to say thank you so much for all that you do. We love you. Thanks to the guests, to our honorees, the ambassadors, to other VIPs. I think it's important for us to understand that a lot changed a week or two ago, and we need to be mindful of that and understand the relevance of an organization like the Institute of Caribbean Studies. If ever it was important, it's important now. And I think that it's sort of timely and appropriate that the focus we have is underscored. Our vision with Dr. Claire's leadership is to look at what's ahead, and we offer, in the context of what's happening, a few issues. Certainly one area is to stay constructively engaged with the, politics of the day, to understand that we don't only represent the Caribbean diaspora, but the Caribbean. And in that context, we are going to engage in several activities. Key, of course, is ensuring that we get young people involved and active in the organization. We also intend to look at having not just the annual conference, but reaching out, as Dr. Claire has done, going out to other cities where Caribbeans are active and going to the islands and getting involved in keeping activities there, because it's important that Caribbean leaders understand the work that we do here and actively get involved and understand that this is not a situation that we can do in an isolated fashion. Last but not least, we intend to launch a semi-academic journal, something that's important to Dr. Claire. The purpose of a journal is to capture our thoughts, writings, and collaborations, so we're certain that a lot of what is said and what is documented in the Caribbean diaspora is now brought formally into space. I mean, a lot of it isn't going to be on paper, but the fact is we recognize that 30 years later, we've got to pick it up. I got a call from Barbados today asking for a former honoree that they be remembered, and I think it's time that we recognize that we've got to do these things. So as the new board chair, my intention is to work with Dr. Claire, revitalize the board, assist some members who are not able to be as active in the board activity as they were to move to the advisory board. And we're looking for volunteers and members, and we ask you to reach out to Dr. Claire and the organization. So welcome, 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 And thank you for being here tonight.
Now it is time to hear from the powerhouse behind the CARAH Awards, the visionary herself, the founder and president of the Institute of Caribbean Studies, Dr. Claire Nelson. She is not only our Chief Visionary Officer, but also a White House champion for change. Let's give a rousing welcome to the incredible woman who made this celebration possible today and has done that for the last 30 years. Now we're moving into our 31st year. Come on up, Dr. Nelson. Let's welcome her, everyone.
I don't have a script. And it's just as well. Because we really did have an earthquake and some of us are still in kind of a shock. But what we need to be always aware of is that where we're coming from, as you think about the long arc of history, really, we have seen much worse times. Look at it now, we actually have a mayor's office of Caribbean Affairs. That wasn't the case 5, 10, 20 years ago. That's something you just clap that. We have a Governor Westmore, it's Governor of Maryland. We have a Governor's Commission of Caribbean Affairs. You can clap that. So let us look out and say, for this evening, we're just going to just party as if it's 1990. Now the song go party like 1999. That because we're here to celebrate what we have. What we have is community. In this room, there is per capita level of intellectual excellence. We have people with money excellence, right? They can buy things and buy enough people and buy enough things. But most of all, we have people with spiritual foundation. And at the end of the day, nobody can take that away from you. Because look back from whence our forefathers and foremothers came. When they were told that you are nothing, you are just meant to be a slave. You're not supposed to learn to read and write. You're not supposed to. Your gods, Shango, Yemanja, are evil. They're other than. And look how we had to recreate ourselves. Huh? We're a new tribe. This is not the regular African tribe. We're a new tribe, and this is why even Africa said, let us send for our sons and daughters. We are the Joseph tribe that will go back. And maybe this is a wake-up call for us to all to go forward, not go back. Go forward and capture a piece of land in Ghana or Nigeria or Liberia or Sierra Leone and build your own compound. But before we do that, I want to show up my hands. How many of you in here are cybersecurity geniuses? How many of you here know how to build satellites? How many of you here know how to do machine learning? Because at the end of the day, folks, this is not going back to the past. It's going forward, recognizing that the new threats for our safety are in cyberspace, aerospace, and ocean space. And that is why ICS, coming out of my personal passion as a futurist, is focused on creating the Caribbean Space Society. We have 3 campuses. The University of Trinidad and Tobago, University of Guyana, NCU in Jamaica already have small clubs, Caribbean Space Advocates Clubs. We need you guys who are STEM and engineers to support a program like this. How do we build consciousness around space and space technology so that we don't wait for something to happen to us? No, we're not supposed to wait for things for do we, and we for do things. Right? What about the ocean? Today we talked about the blue economy. Are we going to wait until oil is drill baby, to the whole of the Caribbean Sea mash up? Is that what we want? So therefore, folk, we have to recognize that this is a moment to find your family. We are family. We are kindred. We are kinfolk. And what we're doing here tonight is reseeding our energy by recognizing people who have excelled in the justice system, the labor system, and the medical system. But tell you, when me call up what the university, John Hopkins, and I say, well, I don't understand what is all these big words. What is this? This cancer, this, cancer, that. I didn't know what the one was doing up there. Oh, the dean of the school made time to talk to me. Oh, yes, her work is very important, very important. I said, oh, you know, I didn't understand what all these 6-syllable technical terms mean in the medicine, but I'm so, no, she's doing really great work. She deserves this honor. Folk, we have people doing great things at all levels of society. So let us let go of fears and just celebrate, recognizing that ICS, yes, last year I said it was my last year. How many of you remember that? I said that. But I couldn't our conscience stop at a time when we need for this foundation stone to be hardened, to be strengthened, and for more of you to come, especially the younger ones. I want to shout out all the newcomers. I met some new people over some tables over there. Thank you all for following Spirit's guide and coming out. We welcome you to the ICS family. Please see me afterwards again. Let's talk, let's exchange numbers, because we want to find the young people that we can train up for take over. You hear what the congressman say? We got to do It's a New Day. So, folk, we spent all day on Capitol Hill yesterday in the Senate, showing up our friends, spend some time with Congressman Clark, spend some time with Meeks today. Let's go, let's go. But enough talk about politics. We're going to go right into the entertainment. Oh, what the band gang go sit down? Oh, what do you know? Oh, if you come back, you are to come here.
When we come back, the presentation of the Vanguard Award. A vanguard is someone who is braving new pathways and setting trends. Plus, the presentation of the Outstanding Public Service Award to this drum major for justice, Judge Anna Blackburn Rigsby. The 31st Caribbean American Heritage Awards will be right back. Welcome back to the 31st Annual Caribbean American Heritage Awards Gala. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Miss Ava Joy Burnett.
So now let us kick off our awards with some energy. The first award for the evening. In Jamaica, they have the saying, good friends better than pocket money. How many of you guys understood that? Good job, good job. If you can't tell, I'm Jamaican. The good friend that we're talking about tonight, the Friend of the Caribbean Award, goes to none other than Congressman, the Honorable Gregory W. Meeks, the gentleman from Jamaica, Queens, New York. And here to present to Congressman is Ambassador Tarly Francis, Ambassador of Grenada.
Hello and welcome. Come on in for a little bit of the 5th Congressional District. I want you to see a little bit of what the 5th Congressional District is and New York. This is a throwback of the beachfront in Far Rockaway, New York, and how it looked almost 50 years ago. Two of my greatest heroes in life. One, of course, is Muhammad Ali, the greatest of all time. And then Nelson Mandela, the ultimate diplomat. The structure, the pillars in my life are basically how we laid out this room. So on this wall, primarily, I have pictures of my family. This wall represents folks in government. If you look, there's like a ring around the office. And the ring around the office are individuals who are heads of state. This picture is actually my very first day in Congress. Ron Dellums is in the picture. It's the only picture that he and I will be in together because my first day in Congress was his last day in Congress. Here's a collection of all the Easter eggs given out by the White House to those, to members of Congress and those who participate in the Easter egg hunt. And so I just thought that'd be a good collector's item. Now, of special pride to me also which is different than most other members' offices when you go in, is my Art Deco desk. Now, this is a desk that has always been in either the House or the Senate. It dates back to the 1930s. It's a leather top desk, and it has drawers on both sides. And I was wondering at first, why would a desk have drawers on both sides? Well, in its original form, it was utilized as a conference table. And I couldn't have a 1930s desk without a 1930s chair. And so this is an old chairman's chair from the committee. This is my lion. I was given this by the ambassador to Kenya because of my work in Kenya and on the continent of Africa. And this is talking about a brave heart, a fearless heart, the heart of a lion. Congressman Rangel is an individual who I look up to. And when I first came into Congress, one who originally, he was my congressman. You know, I love pens, especially fountain pens. My staff always laughs at me because, you know, like the president, he has to sign pens and give them away. Well, when it's time for me to sign a letter, I tell them, you cannot bring me a pen. And I go, depending upon what the letter's about, and I select a pen. When I saw him walking the streets, and I was a young guy in high school, and I said, Congressman, I'm so proud to see you. You know, when I grow up, I want to be a congressman. And he says, time for you to move to Queens.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me present this award. This is actually an honor. I present it not only in my personal name and my position as Ambassador of Grenada, but also as the current coordinating chair of the Caucus of Caribbean Ambassadors in Washington, D.C., from whom I bring greetings to all of you, and especially to the Institute, the leadership, and particularly to the honoree with whom I now have the honor to present. Congressman Gregory Meeks is a deserving recipient of the Friend of the Caribbean Award for his unwavering commitment to championing Caribbean interests and promoting social justice. As a prominent leader in U.S. foreign policy and ranking member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, Congressman Meeks has advanced policies that strengthen Caribbean ties, promote equity, and foster economic growth. His advocacy for diversity and inclusion and dedication to empowering marginalized communities exemplify the spirit of CARAH, making him a vital ally and advocate for the Caribbean and its diaspora. I invite you, Congressman Meeks, to join me as I present you this honorable Caribbean American Heritage Friend of the Caribbean Award presented to Honorable Gregory Meeks.
Thank you, Ambassador Francis, and to the diplomatic corps that is here, and good evening. It's wonderful, it's fantastic to be here among so many of you and those who have advocated long and wide. And I just got to first say thank you for this honor, and especially to Dr. Nelson, who I know has worked so successfully for decades to advocate for the priorities facing the Caribbean and the diaspora in the United States of America, recognizing the critical role that the Caribbean plays in fostering growth, development, and stability on our hemisphere, and the rich contributions that the Caribbean diaspora have made to every facet of American culture. Claire, I want to thank you for all of your hard work and for your vision. Your vision not of just today, but of what tomorrow will be and means in this connection. Thank you so very much. All of the work that you've done and all of the work that you will do. Let me congratulate all of the other honorees here this evening
for your distinguished work and what you've done. And I've got to just give a special shout out to the Chief Judge, Anna Blackburn-Rigsby, for all that she has done and is doing. I have to acknowledge her parents who are here, because the truth of the matter is, if you don't remember who you are, where you came from, and who helped you get there, then you're going to miss the boat. And I would not be here as a member of Congress today if I did not acknowledge and recognize Elma and Laura Blackburn. They, from the time way back, from the time that I've been in politics, the Elma Blackburn Democratic Club in New York has been in the forefront, and I owe them a deep debt of gratitude. Because, you know, when I started in Congress some 26 years ago, at that time, and talking to then Congressman Donald Payne and Charles B. Rangel, you know, the fight was to make sure that there was some recognition for the Caribbean community, both in the Caribbean as well as the diaspora here in the United States of America. Because it seemed that they skipped over the conversations in regard to the United States national security when it became talking about the Caribbean. And while we still have a long way to go, we still don't have that consensus as to what across Washington, that what happens in Georgetown or Bridgetown is integral to U.S. national Caribbean and their progress here in the United States of America. Now let me just say this, and I'll be gone, because we live in a critical time right now. And I think I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge that I'm still upset about the elections in the United States a week ago. And I've got to say this, and I know it may concern many of you in the room, because as I walked and talked to a number of you, you came up to me. But I got to tell you, as still the ranking member on the House Foreign Affairs Committee, as a member of the Congressional Black Caucus, we are not going to let anybody get away with anything. We're going to stand, and we're going to make sure that we keep you and the Caribbean on the front burner, and we're going to hold people accountable, because when we think about what is at stake, as far as democracy is concerned, and trying to make sure that we do not allow harm to our brothers and sisters in the Caribbean and to those in the diaspora, we're going to continue to fight her vision, climate change, and making sure that economic development, closing the wealth gap, making sure there's real participation. No, we're not backing away from this fight. We know that we got you by our side. We're going to do this together, and it won't be long. 2 years, Hakeem Jeffries will be the next Speaker of the House of Representatives, and we're going to get things done. And I will resume to be the chair of the Committee on Foreign Affairs, and we're going to make sure that the spirit and the life and the work of Claire continues to move and rise. Thank you so much. This is very meaningful for me. Thank you very much. May God bless you.
All right, guys, it is time for the Outstanding Public Service Award. This distinguished honor goes to none other than the Honorable Anna Blackburn-Rigsby. And presenting this award on behalf of Jamaica is Deputy Chief of Mission LaShawn Salmon. Now please turn your attention to the screens to your right and left.
Hello, I'm Anna Blackburn-Rigsby, Chief Judge of the District of Columbia Court of Appeals.
The Honorable Anna Blackburn-Rigsby is a trailblazer in the judiciary, making her a worthy recipient of the Outstanding Public Service Award. As Chief Judge of the D.C. Court of Appeals, she champions justice, equity, and transparency, enhancing public trust in the judiciary. With over 28 years of dedicated service and leadership on influential national committees, her commitment to fairness and inclusion has impacted both local and global communities. Her legacy as a role model and advocate for diversity exemplifies the values celebrated by the Caribbean American Heritage Award.
Good evening, everyone. And thank you for this wonderful, wonderful honor this evening. What a celebration. I walked into the room and was so excited to see the Image Band. You all played at our wedding 32 years ago. And wait till you hear them, because they had our whole wedding party partying all night. So we're so glad to be here. I wanted to first say a special thank you to my amazing husband, the Honorable Robert R. Rigsby, who's also a judge here in the District of Columbia, and I'm going to ask him to stand up. 32 years, I love him to death, and I still like him a whole lot. And my parents, Elmer and Laura Blackburn, are here with me this evening. And Mom and Dad, I owe it all to you for your love and support. My dad will turn 90 years old in April. And Mom said I shouldn't tell her age, but she's only 2 years behind him, so. And I'm also joined by my brother-in-law, Michael Covington, my cousin, Joseph Blackburn, and his friend and my dear friend, Nicole. Many friends, Mary Rouleau and Alistair Demas, who are part of my Caribbean American family here. And I want to say a very special thank you to Ms. Donette Cooper, a dear friend who went to Howard University School of Law with me, HU, you know. And the many, many friends who are gathered here. I see Sydney Knight from Howard Law School as well, and Myrtle Wire, and a whole host of other folks. And if I'm not calling your name out, it's just because I can't see you, because I'm trying to be cute without my glasses. I did want to say a few very brief words about my grandfather, Robert Blackburn, who emigrated to this country from Jamaica in the early 1900s, 1913, I believe, and made sure to instill in my parents, his children, and us, his grandchildren, the values of his country of origin and the country of my heart and soul, Jamaica. And so it's always been a part of our upbringing. My grandmother was from South Carolina, and my mom and dad shared pride in this country, as well as a pride in our Jamaican heritage, and the message of the importance of hard work and education, service to others, are a part of who I am. And I can remember Grandpa Pop saying, "Do good and good will follow you." And those are words that I've tried to live by. And my husband and I, and our son, who couldn't be here, who's now 27 years old, my sisters, my brother-in-law, who are also unable to make it. I just want to say thank you. Dr. Nelson, I feel like I've known you forever when we chatted, but my grandfather talked to us about Marcus Garvey. He talked to us about Jamaica, the land of wood and water, and about taking pride in the work that you do each and every day. And so I can't say enough about how proud I am to receive this award. And my husband and I have had the privilege of training judges in the Caribbean and around the world, and exchanging ideas around the importance of justice and the rule of law. And that's even more important today than ever before. So I just want to say thank you. Congratulations to my fellow honorees. I'm so honored to be a part of this program with all of you. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
I am so excited to be chatting with the Honorable Anna Blackburn-Rigsby, who is being recognized for outstanding public service today. And, you know, Judge Rigsby, you have served as Chief Judge for the District of Columbia Court of Appeals and have held this position since 2017. And one of the things that I love about tonight is that we are celebrating people of Caribbean heritage, and you are a proud descendant of Jamaican ancestry.
Absolutely.
You've built this career and have definitely been known as a renowned justice in the legal world, exemplifying excellence for so many others and promoting justice and equality on an international level. How are you feeling this evening?
I'm excited this evening. I'm feeling great. I'm honored to have my family with me. My parents are with me this evening, which is a blessing. It is an honor to be recognized for all of my heritage that I embrace, Caribbean and American. And I'm just very excited to be here.
Yeah, it's going to be quite the evening. And you know, as you mentioned, your heritage, both Caribbean and American, how has your heritage, your Jamaican heritage, as well as your American heritage, influenced your approach to your work in the legal field?
Well, it's so much a part of me, who I am, and it's hard to separate it out. From as young as I can remember, my grandpa Pop, who immigrated to this country from Jamaica in the early 1900s, instilled in all of his grandchildren, his children and his grandchildren, his pride in his Jamaican ancestry growing up. And my sisters and I and our parents had the privilege of living right around the corner from my grandparents. And it's always been a wonderful fusion of our Caribbean heritage, particularly our Jamaican heritage and pride in that, and very much the American side of our heritage, African-American heritage. My grandmother, who Grandpa Pop married, was from South Carolina, and my mom and her family are from North Carolina and grew up under legal segregation in this country under Jim Crow. And the immigrant spirit that my grandfather instilled in us about the importance of hard work and education and pride in this country is very much a part of who I am. But also the side of my heritage that is rooted in the African-American story here. The history of segregation and slavery. I think all of that together, I felt like I was always destined for a legal career because it's through the rule of law and the implementation of laws in this country that many champions in the legal field fought and continue to fight for equal access to justice for all people who live in this country. So it's just always been a part of who I am.
I'm so touched by that. Judge Rigsby, thank you for your service to your family, your parents, your husband. Congratulations to you guys, and thank you so much for your service. Dr. Nelson just mentioned that I went back to Jamaica to do a story tracing Kamala Harris's roots. I'm a legal affairs correspondent for Scripps News, and I really shied away from doing this story. But when I looked at where her family was from, and knowing that I was born in St. Anne, Jamaica, I knew there was no other journalist in the world, possibly, who could have done that story. I went to high school at St. Hilda's in Brownstown. This is a city that has 7,000 people. So out of all the places in the world, that's where I happened to have gone to high school, and that is where her family's from. And Judge Rigsby, when you mention the house, I think about my family's land. And in the story that I did, we talked about the line, "Membo where you come from." Membo where you come from. And so it's an honor to be here in your presence and to show the new generation, like Marissa, I'm gonna pick on her, who's sitting here, how to look back at our roots. Thank you, Judge, and thank you to your family as well. told you guys are just getting started. You guys are up now, and I love it. Awesome. Up next, we have the Vanguard Award. Yes, go ahead. Thank you, guys. As we all know, cancer is a relentless adversary, but Dr. Maynard has been a tireless advocate, working to prepare communities of color to not only navigate the challenges, but also seize opportunities for better abilities to navigate their health outcomes. Her dedication and unwavering commitment to health equity make her a true champion of this fight. Our incredible awardee, Dr. Danielle Maynard, hails from the beautiful island of St. Kitts. I hear you guys, I hear you, St. Kitts. Let's now turn our attention to the screens to learn more about her inspiring journey.
Hi, I'm Ralph Ruban, the Baxley Professor and Director of the Department of Pathology here at the Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine, and it's a pleasure for me to say a few words about a very talented scientist, Danielle Maynard. When I think of Danielle, I think of three things. First is her research. She is smart, creative, and hardworking, and she brings this to bear to fight an important disease, cancer, particularly pancreatic cancer and prostate cancer. It shouldn't be surprising that she received the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network Career Development Award for her creative and impactful science. Second, when I think of Dr. Maynard, I think of mentorship. She is an impactful and talented mentor, and indeed, she was selected as the inaugural recipient of the Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine Postdoctoral Mentorship Award. What a recognition of her great mentorship. Third, Dr. Maynard has not forgotten her roots, and in fact, she brings it to bear both in her research and her mentorship. In research, she focuses on healthcare disparities in cancer and is impactful in that area. In her mentorship, she's the inaugural director of the Johns Hopkins University mentorship program for students from historically black colleges and universities. Simply put, Dr. Maynard is a star. I congratulate her.
Hi, I'm Karen Spanos, and I am a professor of pathology, oncology, and neurology. And I'm here to talk about Dr. Danielle Maynard as a scientist. The way that I like to put it is that she is a very passionate and tenacious scientist. And what I mean by that is that when she puts her mind to something, she absolutely accomplishes it. She's one of the most meticulous and passionate scientists that I know. Attention to detail, rigorous, and highly productive. Now, her work is on cancer health disparities. This is an extremely important topic in the cancer field. And again, Danielle's passion for this topic in both prostate cancer and pancreatic cancer, I think contributes to the fact that she's done such high quality and productive research with very far-reaching impact.
My name is Danielle Maynard, and I study how inflammation makes cancer disease worse. In particular, I'm interested in understanding how genetic ancestry and the social determinants of health influence inflammation to affect cancer risk, disease progression, or how a patient might respond to cancer treatment. My aim is to ensure that as we define cancer biology, which helps determine how we diagnose or how we treat cancer, that we do so in a diverse population. My work is heavily focused on increasing the number of specimens from people of African ancestry to improve or reduce cancer health disparities and improve overall outcomes for all.
Hi, I would like to take a moment to honor my mentor, Danielle. She empowers us to explore our research independently, yet she is always there to offer us guidance whenever we need it. She champions our strength, provides us constructive feedback, helping us grow on all fronts. She celebrates our every small success, inspiring us to aim higher. Her dedication to our personal and career development, as well as our mental well-being, truly make her an exceptional mentor.
Hi, my name is Jelani, and I'm a part of the Maynard Lab. In the Maynard Lab, I'm focused on investigating immunobiological factors and their association to both cervical and pancreatic cancer health disparities. Throughout my time in this lab, Dr. Maynard has been a tremendous mentor, particularly through her ability to instill confidence and independence within her mentees. Through my time, she has also been influential in identifying opportunities that have been beneficial to my growth as a scientist.
Mentorship is the best part of my job. I love to see the spark in a student's eye when they hold a pipette for the first time or complete an experiment, or importantly, when they realize that they can actually add to scientific knowledge and literally change the world. The challenges we face in healthcare are complex and are influenced by all different aspects of who we are. And so we need a workforce of people who are diverse in expertise and in lived experience if we're really gonna meet those challenges head on. And I'm honored to be able to mentor the people who are going to address those challenges.
Dr. Janelle Maynard is a powerhouse in the fight against health disparities, revolutionizing cancer research to create better outcomes for underrepresented communities. From pioneering therapeutic targets for liver cancer to leading groundbreaking studies on prostate cancer, racial disparities, her work is changing the landscape of healthcare. Dr. Maynard is also a passionate mentor, as you saw from that video, founding the HBCU Mentoring Program. Now, that's a national program, okay? Not local, national mentoring program to empower the next generation of scientists. And so it's this unwavering commitment for somebody so young to already be thinking about paying it forward and working biomedical innovation makes her such an exceptional choice as a young scientist for a CARAH Vanguard Award. So I'm proud to present this Vanguard Award to you as a rising star in the Johns Hopkins firmament with a lab named after her.
In the early 1970s, Harold Maynard, my paternal grandfather, was a cane cutter with limited education. During that same time, Johns Hopkins Hospital was finally fully desegregated. A half-century later, it is my privilege to lead a research lab which bears my grandfather's last name at Johns Hopkins Medicine. With trainees from literally across the world. Now, I'm not sure if my grandparents imagined this for me, but they certainly made it possible. This award for me serves as an acknowledgement of those before me who accomplished much when little was given, and as a challenge for me to accomplish much more, since much more is given to me. I want to say thank you to my parents, Lincoln and Verlin Maynard, who gave me everything I needed to be disciplined, curious, and hardworking. Thank you to my mentors, Dr. Winston Anderson, Dr. Sundarara Jatavanantha, and Dr. Karen Spanos, who gave me everything I needed to be productive, meticulous, and academic. Thank you to my family and friends, who give me everything I need to remain motivated and sane. Thank you to my nominator, Ms. Beverly East, and to the Caribbean American Heritage Award for giving me a challenge to be a vanguard in the biomedical research field. I stand challenged to be a vanguard in cancer health disparities research, particularly to the benefit of our Caribbean people. I stand challenged as a vanguard of diversifying the biomedical research force, ensuring that even those to whom little is given, much more can be expected. I stand challenged as a vanguard of integrity, remaining steadfast in my principles, regardless of the triumphs of the unprincipled. Finally, I stand challenged as a vanguard of truth and service, as taught to me by my alma mater, Howard University, and exemplified by my fellow alumna of Caribbean Heritage, Vice President Kamala Harris, who reminds us of the light of optimism, of faith, and of truth and service. Thank you.
Janielle, I am so excited that you received the Vanguard Award this year for your work and research that you've done to address cancer disparities in minorities or racial minorities specifically. Can you tell me a little bit about your work and what inspired you to focus on cancer, but not just cancer, on the inflammatory response and how that affects cancer.
Yes. So essentially, I've always loved science. And so once I ended up in a PhD program, you have to choose a lab that you want to work in for the next 5 years. And I came across a lab, Tev's lab at Baylor College of Medicine, that studied these receptors I had never heard about, but using a mechanism I learned everything about in undergrad. So it was like all this information I just didn't know existed. And part of that is inflammation and how that makes liver cancer happen. And I didn't think I would study cancer just because I thought it was such a well-studied topic. And so I wanted to find a disease that not as many people go into. But the thing about liver cancer is it is one of those cancers that are not as well studied, that has more impact in African countries and Asian countries, so much more than in the US. And so that sort of drew me in. And then once I was done my PhD, it was time to do more training, and I wanted to be in a cancer-dedicated lab. And came across a lab at Johns Hopkins that studied prostate cancer and looked at inflammation, but importantly had questions about differences between black and white men, since black men are 2 times more likely to die from the disease. So obviously that was interesting to me.
You leaned in.
Yes, yes.
Wow. So your study really aims at examining immune-related gene profiles. And you're looking at pancreatic cancer as well as liver cancer?
A number of cancers. So pancreatic cancer and prostate cancer at the moment.
What unique insights do you hope to gain from your research, and how might that influence future work and future research?
Right. So we already know that inflammation plays a big role, or the immune system plays a big role, right? So the immune system is this super complex thing we need it, right? We heard a lot about it during COVID. You know, a virus gets in the body, the immune system is like the military system, it gets rid of it and so forth. The downside of that is sometimes that process of getting rid of some foreign particle can have collateral damage, much like military. And that damage to cells can create the environment for cancer to happen. And in theory, the immune system can also get rid of cancer cells because they're like faulty cells, but they're also the cells of your own body, so they sort of trick the immune system to say, hey, don't kill me because I'm part of you. And so we already know some bits about immune cells and immune factors and how that makes cancer worse. The challenge when it comes to cancer health disparities is that the majority of these studies have been done in primarily white populations. And so, yes, we know a lot about inflammation, but because we're so diverse in terms of genetics, if we only study a single population, then we're really only defining cancer in that population. And so my work is aiming to include tissues from other populations so that we get a more broad picture and that we're representing what cancer looks like in human beings more so than in a single population.
One more round of applause for Dr. Maynard, please. I know she has her posse over there, but we need to also let her feel the love. When she was speaking, I thought of one thing, like generational change. How awesome is it that she is now working in a place where her ancestors' names are written on a building there? Think about that. Think about that. Remember, we're talking about an institution that doesn't have the best of reputations when it comes to Black people. And I think of Henrietta Lacks's story. So now that we're here and we are seeing the progress that has been made, and this person is standing right in front of us, and it doesn't stop with her, as we've seen with the videos of the people she's training for the next generation. Let's use this opportunity to, number one, celebrate her, and number two, celebrate what Dr. Nelson has been talking about, the growth that we have seen as a community. So let's give it up.
When we come back, the presentation of the Outstanding Entrepreneur Award, the Outstanding Community Service Award, and the Excellence in Sports Award to Triple Jump Olympiad at the 2024 Paris Games Dominican Thealafond. The 31st Caribbean American Heritage Awards will be right back.
All right, so our Outstanding Entrepreneurship Award. This honoree is an outstanding businessman whose groundbreaking work has truly made him a leader in his field. It's my absolute pleasure to welcome to the stage as the presenter, Ambassador Gotti Thomas of Haiti, to present the 2024 Outstanding Entrepreneurship Award to Emmanuel Perret. Let us all turn our attention to the monitor for a special tribute.
Hello, my name is Emmanuel Fritz Perret. I am the president of the Perret Group. At the Perret Group, we have mining operations in Haiti. Specifically, we have a 26 square kilometer calcium carbonate mine, which is one of the biggest calcium carbonate mines in all of Latin and South America. We produce about 5,000 metric tons per day. Calcium carbonate is used in the agriculture industry, the pharmaceutical industry, the construction industry. It has over 300 different applications, and Perret Mining is one of the largest companies in South and Latin America that really has a handle on this industry. We not only do we produce the calcium carbonate, we refine it, we package it, and we export it all over the world. We have about over 100 employees, and in valuation, our mining operations is worth close to $1 billion. Our second operation that we love to invest in is oil and gas exploration, and that's really where I got my start in business, is in oil and gas. We own one of the largest oil and gas concessions in Haiti, about 7,718 square kilometers of drilling rights. We have drilled wells, we've constructed roads to new drilling sites, and I believe that when Haiti stabilizes itself, we will go back to our properties and with the dream of pumping oil out of Haiti for the government and for the betterment of the people. We also are the largest oil and gas company in Western Kentucky, where we have over 10,000 acres of oil and gas field, where we have over 200 million barrels of oil reserves. We own the natural gas pipeline that goes throughout Western Kentucky. It's the only natural gas pipeline in Western Kentucky that we own. And we sell a lot of our natural gas to the aluminum industry. We also have plans to mine some of our coal reserves on our properties in Kentucky. And we also have projects to build an oil refinery in Kentucky. This refinery is a prefabricated modular refinery that we completed in China about 7 months ago. And it is our plan now to install one of the refineries in Haiti, and one of them is actually in Haiti already. And our larger refinery that we constructed, we will be installing that in Kentucky. We also are in the alcohol manufacturing business. We own 3 CARAH distilleries in Haiti, and CARAH is like a mix between rum and moonshine. I believe we make some of the best CARAH in the islands, and now we are beginning to export our CARAH here into the United States and actually bottle our liquor or our spirits to be marketed to the alcohol industry here in the United States. We also have a construction company in Haiti. My construction company built my hotel, which is a Hilton Hotel. We built it on the beach in the area of Côtes d'Arcadin. What's good about our hotel is we built it to U.S. standard. We built it to Hilton standard since we're a Hilton franchise owner. And, many people have tried to build Hilton in Haiti. We were the only one that were successful to build Hilton in Haiti. And we were the only company that was qualified to hold that Hilton name and that Hilton brand in Haiti. Because when we build and we operate with utmost honesty, and we always execute with excellence. I believe our hotel is one of the most beautiful hotels in Haiti. I believe my company built the most beautiful, the most structurally sound hotels in Haiti, and it's with great pride that I say that. I am 35 years old. I am married. I have 3 children. I have 2 sons and 1 daughter. My daughter is 3 years old. My youngest son is 4, and my oldest son is 5. I thank you for this award, and I will tell my young entrepreneurs, keep dreaming, keep your head straight. You can accomplish whatever your heart desires, and above all, keep God first. Thank you very much.
Yes, good evening. This is an honor for me to present a dear friend and that I can call my little brother, because we know each other when I was in Consul General in Miami in about 2013. Let's talk about Emmanuel Fitzpatrick. Emmanuel Fitzpatrick is a visionary entrepreneur whose transformative leadership spans mining, energy, real estate, and hospitality. As CEO of Pirate Mining LLC, he commands a portfolio exceeding $80 billion in assets, shaping industries with groundbreaking ventures and a commitment to social impact. Pirate's achievements include Haitian's largest mine, an ambitious oil refinery, and a free dialysis facility for Haitian citizens. His investment fortify U.S. energy security and drive economic growth in Haiti. Pirate exemplifies ethical leadership, merging profitability with a community upliftment, making him a distinguished candidate for the CARAH Outstanding Entrepreneur Award. It is with great pleasure that I present the Outstanding Entrepreneurship Award to Emmanuel Pirate. Give him an applause.
We don't need no more worries. We don't need no more pressure. We don't need no rush. We don't need nobody to come trust me all, no. Come let me dance, 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 come let me dance.
Hello, good evening, everybody. Thank you for this amazing award. You know, as an entrepreneur, when you're dreaming of making certain things happen, you really never think about any awards. You mostly think about just making things happen, changing the lives of people who are working with you, changing the lives of people in the surrounding communities where you work, and also getting your investors some of their money back too. At the end of the day, when you receive an award such as this, you say to yourself, maybe I did something right, and it feels pretty good. I also would like to say that a lot of us have came a long way, and especially from where our ancestors came from. And I believe that, the more that we put our heads together and we unify ourselves, we can continue to exuberate our excellence around the world. And I thank everybody for coming today, and I appreciate this award. Okay? Thank you very much.
Tables real quick. I know we have a schedule, but we got to do this. I got to follow through. So we're going over to table number 10. You guys are, I don't think she sees me coming. Hello, hi. No, but I saw you. She's saying he's the spokesperson. This is why she got into this trouble, because this is what I saw her doing. So, yes, but I want to talk to you. See, you don't mess with reporters, because they'll get you to give an interview. What is your name?
My name is Beverly East.
And tell me a little bit about who you are and where you're from.
I'm Claire's friend.
No wonder you're giving so much good trouble. And where are you from?
I'm from Jamaica originally.
All right, big up, man, big up. Okay, so I can't show too much favoritism to my country. So what table should I go to next? And make sure we don't have a Jamaican, because we're everywhere. So we want to get another table. What table? Give me a table number or show your hand. Show your hand. Come on, people. Table number 15, I'm coming over. You're not a Jamaican, are you? No? Hi. When you put the number up, I'll come pick on you. Hello, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Geraldine.
Okay, and what's your origin? Where are you from?
I am from the island that has 365 beaches.
And what island is that?
Antigua.
Oh, I love Antigua. Awesome. Beautiful beaches. I've been there. A wonderful island. Big up to you guys. Awesome. Thank you. Okay. All right. I'll see you guys a little bit later. Yes? Okay, good. All right, let's get back to the program, because Dr. Nelson is going to say we got to get out of here on time and we can't overstay our stay. So here we go. All right, so the Outstanding Community Service Award, Dr. Michelle Foster. Yay! Yay! Is one of those incredible individuals, as you can see by the celebrations, whose work ethic and relentless drive have propelled her to the top. As an immigrant transplant, she continues to break barriers and lead the way with unwavering determination. It is my absolute pleasure to invite His Excellency Sam Hines to present the Outstanding Community Service Award to the phenomenal Dr. Michelle Foster. Let's turn our attention to the monitor for a special tribute.
Born in Berbice County, Guyana, Michelle McCall-Foster came into the world just months after her country's independence. Her journey began in a small South American village, but her path would lead to remarkable accomplishments across the continents. After excelling at Queens College in Guyana, Michelle's family immigrated to Brooklyn, New York. She pursued her passion of engineering, earning a degree in chemical engineering from City College of New York. Michelle's drive and talent opened doors, from internships at DuPont to a career at BP and Union Carbide. It was through volunteering at Ferguson Memorial Baptist Church in West Virginia that Michelle discovered her true calling, community service.
Michelle has made me proud in partly everything that she has done. She went to school, she went back to school, she got her master's degree, she got her PhD degree. She went to Oxford and spent some time. She went to Harvard and spent some time. She's the go-to person, so I'm very proud of her.
In 1998, Michelle took a leap of faith, leaving engineering to lead CARAH Institute for Social Research and Action, also known as CISRA. With no formal experience in community development, she built CISRA from the ground up, creating transformative programs in health, education, and economic development that served over 2,500 West Virginians annually. Today, Michelle is President and CEO of the Greater Kanawha Valley Foundation. Michelle manages over $325 million in assets, advancing initiatives that empower low-wealth individuals through health, education, and economic development programs. Her dedication has earned her numerous accolades, including recognition at the White House as a fatherhood champion of change. Yet Michelle's heart remains connected to her roots, giving back to Guyana through education and community initiatives. A lifelong learner and creative spirit, Michelle balances her professional achievements with personal passions, from candle making to soul line dancing. Through her podcast, Fostering Solutions, and her book, Maximizing Impact, she has shared her insights and inspires others to lead with purpose. Michelle Mickle-Foster's story is one of courage, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to service.
I've extended my legacy beyond myself and beyond my children. And in Michelle, DNA of community service and of religious life is embedded in her.
From the shores of Guyana to the Appalachian Mountains, she continues to leave an indelible mark on every community she touches.
Good evening to my fellow Caribbean people. I have often been asked, how come you, a chemical engineer, ended up as an ambassador? It's quite distant, it's quite far apart. I am pleased to present this award to Dr. Michelle Foster, who also started life as a chemical engineer. There must be something special in chemical engineering that leads us into community and social political work. So, Dr. Michelle Foster, your dedication to empowering communities and driving transformative change makes you a beacon of hope and progress. It is my honor to present you with the CARAH Outstanding Community Service Award.
Good evening, everyone. It's an honor for me to stand before you today. And this ambassador is not only the ambassador to Guyana, but he was the Prime Minister and President of our country. Imagine that. Let's give it up for him. I salute my fellow honorees. I'm just so proud to be in this class of CARAH awardees. Thank you to my schoolmate, Jason Martin, somewhere in the room. Thank you, Jason, for nominating me for this award. I am humbled to be here. I have my table 12, my posse, my GT posse in the building. My mom, my dad couldn't make it in, but my mom and my dad, the best role models anyone can have. Thank you for being that shining light and that example to me and my siblings. Thank you so much. I also have the most supportive aunt I have. And I think my favorite aunt, but don't tell the other aunts, please. Auntie Norma, that's Auntie Norma. When we first immigrated to the US, I always remember this because she made herself uncomfortable to give us space so that we can start out. And I will never, never forget that. Thank you, Auntie Norma. Also at table 12, I have my sister, the best sister in the world. My brother is with my dad in Brooklyn. They couldn't make it in. I salute them. My goddaughter and niece, who's a Guyanese heritage. I always remind her she's not Guyanese, but she's Guyanese heritage. So just thank you so much. I also have someone who has really played an important part in my life, giving me my spiritual grounding, my West Virginia spiritual father, Pastor Helliger. Thank you so much for teaching me, for helping me to discover my true passions. I really appreciate you. To my partner in success, Ray, thank you so much for being by my side. Thank you so much, Ray. And, you know, my cousin, my new cousin, Shondell, appreciate you for coming here today as well. But I'm just blessed. I have the pleasure of working in philanthropy now. And my best philanthropists that I've seen over my life were my grandparents. Philanthropy, we have to remember, it's about love of humankind. So it's not, you don't have to be Oprah to be a philanthropist. But as long as you give of your time, your talent, and your treasures to others, you too can be a philanthropist. And my grandparents on both sides, I commit this award to them for being those shining philanthropists in my life. Thank you so much for this honor, Dr. Clear. I really appreciate you. Thanks everyone for being here tonight. And let's just go and make, to whom much is given, much is expected. So I live by that motto, so let us do great things in spite of our disappointment from a week and a half or so ago. God bless.
All right, excellence in sports. Yes, with one long jump, the incredible Thea LaFond made history and Olympic gold. Who will be receiving the Excellence in Sports Award? It will be Thea LaFond. To present this prestigious honor, please welcome to the stage Linton Scotland. He is also a former recipient of an award from CARAH. Congratulations. If you could turn your attention to the screen as we watch this video.
Meanwhile, Thea LaFond.
Here she goes with her second attempt. That's big. Thea LaFond jumps her way miles into this pit. 15.01. Wow. She's done it. This woman has produced the performance of her life over 15 meters for the first time ever, just when it mattered.
This is the moment, 15 meters, gold medal, the first ever for your country. I mean, what's your feelings right now?
It's like loading. You know, I feel like at some point this is gonna hit. You know, this is gonna hit. It's probably gonna hit at like 2 a.m. in the morning, and I'm gonna end up like just sobbing in my pajamas.
I started track and field when I entered high school.
Great. I was a bit worried. Last night I actually had prom, so I didn't know if my legs would be up to it this morning. And I dug deep, gave it my all, and I pulled out a win.
I left teaching in December of 2021, and a year and a half later, I was able to bring home a gold at Worlds. Big boys coming out to play one. I don't have like a huge Olympic training center. I built a gym in my parents' basement from things that were donated to me or from Facebook Marketplace. My little team and my little setup has made me a world champion. And so, can't be that bad, right? Sometimes I have to remind myself that you are the best in the world at what you do. Act like it.
Yay! Yay!
So for me, it's such a privilege to be here this evening, and as also a chemical engineer, it's great to know that there are other chemical engineers in the room. But ladies and gentlemen, it's with great pride and admiration we honor Thea LaFawn Gadsden, the 2024 Olympic gold medalist in the triple jump. So hailing from the Commonwealth of Dominica, an island nation of 70,000, not 700,000, not 7 million, 70,000 people, Thea made history as Dominica's first ever Olympic medalist, embodying both athletics and academic excellence. A proud graduate of the University of Maryland in international relationship and an inspiring instructor at the John F. Kennedy's High School, Thea has demonstrated unparalleled dedication and talent. With the steadfast support of a husband, coach, and manager, Mr. Gadsden, she has achieved a remarkable victory that resonates not only through Dominica, but across the entire Caribbean island. Tonight, we celebrate her extraordinary accomplishment and the profound impact she has made, honoring her legacy now and always.
Good evening. It is such a joy to be here with you all in this room today. Once again, my name is Thea LaFawn Gadsden. I would like to start off by just saying a great thank you and to welcoming all our dignitaries and representatives and fellow ambassadors in the room. A special and a heartfelt thank you goes out to my dear husband and coach, Aaron Gadsden, without whom I would not be here today. You know, it's really funny that I have received pretty much what could easily be described as the greatest year of my life in this year. And now I'm at this point where I'm now thinking of what I want to be when I grow up. And I will say that the list of honorees this evening has made it very clear that I've got some great options and that there is some true greatness yet to come. So thank you for the inspiration of the fellow honorees this evening. One thing I have taken away from this experience and this visibility is how much sport resonates with the world. It transcends country, race, and even for our tiny islands, we know oh so well the power of something able to transcend politics. And here I am, very grateful in my little country on my very big stage with the ability to show the world the power of a small but mighty nation, the power of the Caribbean, and how we truly are the best representation of quality over quantity. I'm very grateful to have been nominated and given this award. I truly don't feel, honestly, like I am deserving. I have always viewed, especially the women in my life, role models and true flag bearers and true captains of success, of pilgrimage, of devout tradition, and love for a nation. I am nothing more than just the most modern representation of the matriarchs that came before me. And if they were alive today, I know, I hope, I pray they are proud. And all I can promise to do is to continue making my ancestors and my future generations proud. I am truly grateful to be here. Thank you very much.
I have the privilege of sitting here with Thea Lafaux-Gadsden, a Dominican-born, Maryland-raised Olympic champion who made history this year by clinching Dominica's first Olympic medal at the 2024 Paris Games. And not only was it their first medal, it was their first gold medal in triple jump. And you know, from the early days on the track team in your high school to this triumphant triple jump victory, Thea's journey speaks to perseverance, dedication, and national/Caribbean pride, right? So you've had this amazing journey from being introduced to athletics in high school to now first Olympian from Dominica. What inspired you to pursue track and field, and what led you to stick with it?
You know, I always say that, unfortunately, the story of what led me to the sport isn't very glamorous. It is simply because of two reasons, really. One, my mother had a rule that after school I was not allowed to come home directly. My parents would not be home, and she did not trust a teenager home by herself after school. But two is the biggest reason. My friends were doing it. They talked me into doing it. I was one of the last people to join the team at John F. Kennedy High School, and I am the last person still doing the sport out of our friend group. So I am very thankful for some good peer pressure.
Oh, wow. And what led you to stick with it, though? You know, it's not easy.
That's true. I think that I kind of always had this internal, you know, drive and redemption, and I always wanted more. Yeah. Not in a selfish way, but more of like I think I can achieve greatness in this, so I'm not done yet. And if you look at, you know, my history of the Olympics, I've done 3 Olympics. The first one, I finished dead last in qualifiers, didn't even make finals. The second one, I made finals, but I fouled a jump that would probably gotten me on podium. And it was the third time. The third time's the charm that got me what I really wanted. Yeah.
And people don't talk about that story. That, you know, the history that I know is, oh wait, we have an Olympic gold winner. Yeah. It's not the behind the scenes, how many other times you showed up and still stuck with it, even though you did not come first all those other times, you still kept showing up. Yeah. And you've been competing for Dominica or on behalf of Dominica since your youth. What does it mean to represent your home country on such prestigious global stages, regardless of if it is that you're not in the lead and when you're winning? What does that feel like?
So I really have to give a lot of props to my parents. No matter where we were, no matter how old I was never allowed to forget where I came from. And in the summers, if they could, they would send me back to Dominica. I have fond memories of spending time on the island. The cuisine was always in the household, whether it was kalaloo soup or baked sun salt fish on a Saturday morning. There were always these little pieces that kept Dominica with me, even when I wasn't feet on island. And I think it instilled an amazing level of pride. And I've been competing for Dominica since I was 16 years old. So they stuck with me and supported me for 14 years to get to this moment. And so we talk about perseverance. It's not only on my end, it's also behind the Dominica people, because they were there sending me, you know, little notes of, be strong, we believe in you. Even at the low points, I finished just off podium for many world championships. And I got better every year, but it was so close and no dice for quite some time. And it was them, really. Their love, their support, and their cheers from an ocean away that kept me going.
Okay, I was taking notes from our Olympian, right? And I had quite a few things that I wanted to say, and then she told me something here, and I got to share it with you guys. So what you may not have realized, when her video was playing, my back was turned. I was like totally into the video, And then the gentleman who's over here doing the video for us, he started flagging me down, and I noticed that Thea was down on the ground trying to get my attention, and I missed it. What she just told me is she thought the video was going too long, and she was so humble, she didn't want us to see all of that. But no, we all wanted to see it. So much to the point. Yes, let's give her flowers. So much to the point that I was not paying attention to our Olympian. So I want to say congratulations. Congratulations to your husband. In Jamaica, we have the saying, "Likobot witalawa." Your country, it's small, but you guys are huge. And it's even more impressive that you are representing your country, even though you grew up here. Congratulations. Thank you for the inspiration.
When we come back, the presentation of the Distinguished Trailblazer Award. A trailblazer is someone who is the first to do something or who is a leader in a particular field. And the prestigious Marcus Garvey Lifetime Achievement Award to be presented to Calypso legend Robert Laudnello Nelson. Stay tuned. The 31st Caribbean American Heritage Awards will be right back.
Next, we have the Trailblazer Award, and it's going to the labor warrior Roxanne Brown. To present this honor, please welcome back to the stage to Sean Salmon. Let's turn our attention to the monitor for a special tribute.
Our union knows this story too well. Failed trade policies, unfairly dumped imports come into this country, and then what happens to our jobs?
Gone, disappeared.
And then workers have a safety net, and that safety net is called what?
TA!
What's it called?
TA!
All right, a little raindrops don't stop no show, right? Because why? What? That's right. We're getting
I light up when I see my sister come in the room, when I know she's fixing to speak. I'm excited about it because she's captivating, right? It just gets me all fired up and I'm ready to do what I need to do.
When I think of Roxanne Brown, the first thing that comes to my mind is powerful. You know, Rox has just a well of internal strength that she pulls from to do incredible work on behalf of our union. You know, she has a deep concern and care about people, and that factor shines through in everything that she does.
First of all, you'll never find anybody that's got a huger heart than she does. She's got a heart of gold, but she's also got the tenacity and the drive and the commitment and the dedication to support our members in many, many different venues. I mean, she bargains in Washington, D.C. with congressional associates, with people in the administration. Sometimes that can be pretty tough. And I'll tell you what, none of them can be tougher than her.
And what are we here to do? Demand that Congress does what? Reauthorize?
Yay!
You know, one of the big public things that Rox was, had a huge hand in is a campaign that our union took on to support investing in our nation through building up our infrastructure. And, you know, she was there, at the White House on the stage as the president signed that bill into law.
It gives me a chance to toot my own horn a bit because I feel like it was prophetic because she was so special, like I said. Like, I was always predicting that, her best was yet to come. Like her ceiling was like unseen. We met at a club on the reggae floor while we were in college, so we were 19 and 20 at the time. So it was two Jamaicans on the reggae floor that met dancing the reggae. Early on, I would say, just like I knew it was something special, like my good friends knew it was something special. My best friend has an infamous quote. This is actually after he tasted some of her cooking.
I don't know if y'all know that about Rox. Rox can cook. Ask about her curry chicken.
But he came out of the kitchen and said, "Oh, you need to lock that down. You need to be with her. You need to make sure you don't mess this up."
She has an aura that just kind of pulled people together. Yes, when she was on the playground, everybody wanted to be her friend. Even in school, she was. When she was in high school, she was nominated to be the leader of the Jewish organization. She does have the ability to pull all walks of people together, and just, that was a special skill that she has. Everybody just wanted to gravitate towards her and be with her.
One of the running jokes when I got to the U.S. Was on In Living Color, when they had like these somebody impersonating a Jamaican, and they were like, "Oh, Jamaicans always have multiple jobs," and I'm like, "Yeah, Rox was working 2 jobs when she was at the Steelworkers," but just that notion of like, no matter how great you are, smart you are, how much people say you're great, you got to work hard. So it's almost like there's a Jamaican standard, a Jamaican bar that we kind of hold ourselves to, because for such a little island, we don't care that we're that little. Like, once we show up, you're gonna know the Jamaicans are there.
Representation matters, right? Like, I see her, I can be that. My little girl sees her, she can be that, right? Now what? What's gonna stop me? What else do I need to see? The sky's the limit now, right?
Good evening once again, and it is indeed my pleasure to present this award to an honorary Brown. Roxanne Brown, International Vice President at Large of the United Steelworkers, is a formidable leader in the labor movement, making her an outstanding recipient of the CARAH Trailblazer Award. For over 2 decades, she has championed workers' rights, climate action, and progressive manufacturing policy, transforming the lives of countless workers across the United States. Her influential advocacy on Capitol Hill and international stages exemplifies her deep commitment to social justice and environmental sustainability. Brown's groundbreaking work epitomizes the resilience and impact of the Caribbean American community. I welcome Miss Roxanne Brown.
You guys done? You done? You all right? Thank you so much, LaShawn, the honorary Brown. We adopted her at our table, so give it up for LaShawn. And thank you so much to the Institute for Caribbean Studies for this incredible honor. Before I start, though, because the vibe is better, but where are my Caribbeans? Are my Caribbeans in the house? Are my Caribbeans in the house? Are my Caribbeans in the house? One more time. Are my Caribbeans in the house? much better. Where's my Jamaican flag? Where are the Jamaicans? Where are the Jamaicans? All right. Listen, you can't honor a labor leader and not expect a labor rally is what I'm saying, okay? All right. Let me calm down. My mom is here. Let me calm down. All right. Listen, just a very special thanks to Dr. Nelson, who I have had the pleasure of meeting for the first time. Talk about a trailblazer. This woman is formidable. I was depressed after last week like the rest of us. And she called me the other night, and she spoke truth to power. And she spoke power into me, because it was hard. I was in those streets. I was on those doors in Pennsylvania and Michigan and Wisconsin and Georgia, and the loss was hard. But she spoke power into me, and you don't even know that I needed it that night, Dr. Nelson. So please give it up for Dr. Nelson. Your commitment to not just lifting up the beauty that is the Caribbean diaspora is not just enough. The fact that you see the light and the passion that we all have inside of us and choose to honor us is incredible. And I just feel so humble to be here amongst these honorees tonight. And it means even more to be acknowledged truly by your own. So I really appreciate it. So I was largely raised by powerful, beautiful, smart, and hardworking Jamaican women whom my husband calls the generals. Jamaican women, hear me? The generals. Well, for me, those women, those generals, are the true trailblazers. They quite literally laid the foundation and blazed the path for the excellence, tradition, faith, and strong connection to my identity as a Jamaican woman. You see how my back stand up straight when it's as a Jamaican woman, okay? And that guides me every day in everything I do. It is quite literally my foundation, and it's the things that I hold myself to. My great-grandmother was the matriarch of our family, and she passed in 2006, and my mother, Rosemary Brown, or Rosie, as we call her, who's here tonight, stepped into that role. And my mom is my beacon of light. I'm not gonna get emotional, but she is my beacon of light. And she is here tonight and raised me as a single mom in the great state of New York. And that's right, and did an incredible job. So give it up for Rosie Brown. This award is for her. It is for my great-grandmother, it is for my grandmothers, it is for my aunts who are here tonight as well, who continue to blaze new trails for me and future generations. And this award is for my husband, Dwight, who is here tonight. And for my daughter, who had better things to do tonight at 7, who's not here. Because without their love and support and their sacrifice, because my job it requires a lot of sacrifice, I would not be able to blaze new trails. So thank you, babes. I love you so much. And I just, again, want to thank the Institute for Caribbean Studies, because, you know, we all bring so much to the table as Caribbeans. We all hail from tiny, tiny island nations, but we have outsized impact on the global community, not just the United States, but the global community. And that is something that we should be proud of. And my good sis stole my final line, with lickle, but with talawa. So with lickle, but with talawa. So thank you all. Congratulations to my fellow honorees, and thank you so much for this great honor. Have a good night.
So I get to sit with Roxanne Brown, who is the Vice President at Large for the United Steelworkers Union, one of the largest unions here in the United States. And, you know, you have worked for workers for over 2 decades.
Yes.
A tireless fighter for the rights of workers in this country. Congratulations on this Trailblazer Award that was so deserved.
Thank you very much.
Can you tell me a little bit about what you thought when you first heard that you were getting this award?
A bit of disbelief because I'd never worked with the Institute for Caribbean Studies before, so they knew about little old me. So it was a bit of disbelief, but then quickly turned to honor. I cried, actually, when I got the email from Dr. Nelson. I called my mom because, you know, like I said earlier tonight, you get all kinds of accolades and acknowledgments, but to be acknowledged by your own community hits different. And this really hit me in just a really personal and deep way, and I'm just so proud.
Yeah, there are people watching every step that we take, and you
That's
don't
right.
even realize it,
That's
right?
right. That's absolutely right.
People are watching. So that nomination came from someone who has been watching your career and knows that you are Caribbean American, which
That's
also means that you are wearing your flag kind of proudly no matter where you go.
Listen, if I could wear my Jamaican flag everywhere I go on my chest, I would, and I do, just with my words. Anywhere I go, I drop that I am from Jamaica.
Yeah, so someone from Jamaica, can you tell me what inspired you to pursue a career of advocating for workers' rights?
You know, honestly, it came to me in the most unique way and under the most unique circumstances. So this is not a place that I chose to do advocacy. I had always planned to be an attorney and advocate in that way. I had never expected to land in the labor community. And so once I did, I fell in love, you know, because I saw my family, you know, and coming to the United States, the economic engine for my family that I now know that I wasn't aware of then was the labor movement and unions. And the women in my family were members of AFSCME, which is the County Employees Union, the Nurses Union, because I have lots of nurses in my family, right? And it provided, their union wages provided economic uplift for them and for our family, and quite literally changed our circumstance as immigrants into this country. And so the connection was made for me, and it really, that experience drives so much of my fight and my work in the labor movement.
Our next honoree, Dr. Robert Lord Nelson. Hails from the vibrant Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. While serving in the Korea War, he discovered his love for singing while trying to uplift the troops. Tonight, we are thrilled to present him with the Marcus Garvey Lifetime Achievement Award, which will be presented by Vanessa Ramhit Ramfoot, Chargé d'Affaires of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago.
When you barely get the beat, good flow, just start to drag your feet, and you must get the swing, just as long as you sing.
Born in Plymouth, Tobago in 1931, Lord Nelson is an icon in the Calypso and Soca fraternities and is well respected and emulated. Calypsonians Ronnie McIntosh, Devon Seals, Oscar B., and the Signal Hill Alumni Choir all paid tribute to Trinidad and Tobago's oldest performing entertainer.
When you hear the whistle blow, just say the boat can go.
is garbage can. Anything in the hand, they start up with delay. What is that? What? All in the counters, what I say?
I want my money back.
Give me my money back.
Savannah and a mule, computer here playing me for no fool. Me long time thing, it's still walking fine. Sick in the sun. This computer is what you does do when current gone.
And if you think I'm gonna make it so, suppose you decide to treat it so. You ain't know, I have feelings. What if you think I'm gonna take it so?
The man of the hour did not disappoint with his trademark suit and hat as he belted out several hits.
We like it with plenty mixture. A little wine, little wine, little rum, little cup, shake off your bum bum. A little bounce, little dance, little rum, jump, shake off your bum bum. Oh yeah.
The veteran Calypsonian was then presented with a commemorative award by Minister of National Security Fitzgerald Hines on behalf of Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley, and serenaded with the birthday song by the Signal Hill Alumni Choir and the appreciative audience.
Good evening, everyone. Excellencies, distinguished honorees, distinguished members of our Caribbean diaspora, ladies and gentlemen. It is my distinct pleasure to not only present Lord Nelson with this very prestigious award, but to have been given the opportunity this evening to spend the entire evening with this 93-year-old young boy. Papa Nelson, it was an absolute pleasure to spend the evening with you. I thoroughly enjoyed your 93 years of experience, your life here on earth that you shared with me. We spent, more than that.
Yeah.
Since 6 o'clock. I was with him since 6 o'clock. So we spent a great deal of time this evening, and I really value it and appreciate it. So, Lord Nelson, Papa Nelson, may God grant you many, many more healthy years on this earth. And now on to the formalities. Soca is one of Trinidad and Tobago's greatest exports, and Lord Nelson is undoubtedly one of its most iconic exponents. With hits like Lala, Me Lover, and Disco Daddy, he revolutionized soca by blending calypso with jazz, Latin, and African rhythms. Known for his energetic performances and iconic style, he has inspired generations and opened doors for countless artists. As a cultural ambassador, Lord Nelson has proudly represented Trinidad and Tobago across the globe, making an indelible mark on Caribbean music history. It is with great pride and joy that I present the Marcus Garvey Lifetime Achievement Award to Dr. the Honorable Musical Ambassador, Robert Lord Nelson. Papa Nelson, congratulations.
I had to mention in my confession to you, my lover, I must discuss what we should and shouldn't do. A good relation is a relation based on trust. We do jealous and suspicious, it's outrageous and ridiculous. We say we messing up in life.
lover. I used to worry about you having a second hand. Me lover, had to help me fulfill my duty as a man. You know we stupid, we really stupid, but true. Hey. Me lover, it's amusing, look how we're using, accusing, it's so confusing. I know they got this up in my Lord. So we must everybody, me darling, me lover, me lover, me lover, me lover. Let's have a good time. Oh, Lord. Like that. Oh yeah. The words don't rap really so. All you really have to know, sing the chorus as you go. When you really get the beat, good Lord, you start to drag your feet and you must get the swing. Just as long as you sing. La 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 la. I know. La 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 la. La 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 la. Bobby, Lado.
Thank you for joining us today for the 31st Annual Caribbean American Heritage Awards Gala. For Ava Joy Burnett and Abby Charles, I am Larry Sindus, the announcer. See you next year.